Okay, so we hope it's working. I know it is July, but that's no fun. So, we're gonna pretend that it's still June just for this video. I was just busy over the weekend, so I couldn't do the day of, and then I've just been a little busy. So I finally have some time today to get around to it. So I think I'm gonna start, just in case a couple more people want to join in. I'm gonna address, if I start looking warm, it's because it is New Jersey in July and it's warm, and I turned off the air conditioner so that the audio definitely sounds good, because I can have the air conditioner on when I'm recording and then I can edit the audio, bring it up if I need to. Can't do that live, or maybe you can, but I haven't figured that out. So if I suddenly go like, that's why, no problem, no worries, just me dying of heat. Even though I think it's like mid or upper 80s today, so not as horrible as it could be, but still worse than I would like. So yes, that's the weather update from New Jersey. Yay! And it's been like gray and like off rainy. Sometimes it's sunny, then it's rainy, and that's all in the same day. It's kind of impossible to plan around, but I guess we're just supposed to have our own perfect weather channel in our heads. And I don't yet. Maybe one day I'll be blessed, but I'm not so far. So, okay. I thought I would do, well, I have my little chart of stuff to talk about. So we'll just, get on a roll and see if I get inspired by something else. So I thought, I have seen like a fair amount of movies this month. I mean, not like a ton of movies, but I thought I would really only bother to say like new ones that I've seen, because nobody cares about me seeing like the same Disney movie for like the 50th time ever, even though I care, obviously, but like no one else does. So I saw Toy Story 4 with my family, and I saw it on IMAX, which was, a unexpected perk. I mean, I knew I was going to see it in a big screen, but I didn't really think about that. What would that would really like entail? Was that even a sentence? Well, whatever it was now. And I cried. Let's just say that I cried, because I did. It was magical. It was beautiful. And we want to like all my stuffed animals. You can't see them right now, but I have like a ton on my bed, some in a bin, some in the hallway. I really like my stuffed animals. I don't care that I'm 19. It is still cool to like and have stuffed animals for emotional support, or whatever kind of support you need. Okay, it's fine. I thought it was really good. I was a little concerned because it sort of seems like they're really dragging out the whole series. The first one was really good. The second one, I mean, I like the Jessie and like the horse, Bullseye, and everything, so that's great. But I feel like I don't really think about the second one that much. The third one was really sad because Andy grew up, went to college, and for me, like remembering that was crazy, because I don't really know if I would say that I've grown up, but I did go to college last year, so it was like, wow, that's like, is that how my toys felt like when I went to college? But I didn't give them to like a cute new little kid to play with. Like, they're all just stuck here until I get back. So maybe I'm not a good human, but I'm not ready to give them up yet. So but yes, there was a big screen, very big, and there was even a promo for IMAX, like with the previews, which I thought was funny, because we're obviously all sitting in the IMAX theater already. It's like, you don't need to sell us on IMAX. We're already here. We already paid for the tickets. But I guess they're thinking, in case this movie in particular doesn't capture the beauty that is IMAX, maybe they want something else. I'm not sure. That being said, I have been snagged because I think I'm going to see The Lion King probably with the same people in IMAX. But come on, can't you just see like Simba on a huge screen? My heart's going to burst. I'm so ready for it. So ready for it. More recently, I'm not sure if this movie, did I actually even see this movie in June? Well, I'm going to say I saw it in June because I don't really feel like remembering if it was like 2 days ago. Me and my sister decided to watch a rom-com because I love rom-coms. I feel like this was actually back made when it was still acceptable to be called a chick flick. We saw Chasing Liberty, which is an older movie. It was on Netflix. I don't have a Netflix, but my sister has Netflix, so we used her account. And it had not Matthew Talbot, that's not his name. Matthew Good, who plays Henry Talbot in Downton Abbey in it. And that was kind of how she sold me on it because I like Downton Abbey. It was very cute. It was a little, like, the plot was not all there, I gotta say. But, it got the job done. It made me happy. And, it's hard to go bad. It's hard to go bad. It has to go wrong with a rom-com when there's, like, two cute people in it. They're in Europe. And, it all works out. Because if it doesn't work out, why am I watching the movie, really? I don't need to watch a movie, fall in love with the characters, and then get my heart broken. That's what real life is for. Anyways. I haven't really watched any new, like, TV. I mean, I'm watching some Doctor Who for the first time, technically, but it's not like I just discovered Doctor Who. Because I watched Peter Capaldi's season last season, and then my twin was like, it's time, and we started all over again. We're at Matt Smith, who, so far, I don't like him as much as David Tennant, but he's not bad, I guess I got used to seeing the same face for 3 seasons, and now there's some new bloke. It's not his fault that he's new. Well, maybe it is his fault that it's his fault in particular that he's the new doctor, but I think anyone wouldn't be as good for me right now, so I'm trying to cut him some slack. It's a little unfortunate that, like, the plots are so all over the place, because sometimes it's like I just don't feel like watching it because, like, it already got wrapped up, even though I know it's one of those episode things. But maybe just because I'm like, I like some of these like episodic narratives now, or like I also really like Downton Abbey, and even though those have like plots, some of them that are open and wrap up within the episode, they also have these like long encompassing things. So even though Doctor Who does have a couple like overarching stories, for the most part it's like single episode things. So I'm just not always like ready about to get like reinvested because like it's already been kind of like wrapped up, put a bow on it, like shipped out the door kind of a deal. But it's okay. It's not like I have so much time that I want to be watching like lots of TV, lots of movies, because I'm trying to still be productive until my job starts, because I don't start like my job, which is camp counselor. I'm going to be camp counselor until next week. So it is finally coming up, and then I'll be working for 6 weeks. So it should be interesting to see what kind of videos I'm able to make for those 6 weeks, since I'll be working during the days, and usually I make my videos during the day, but maybe I'll record some. Well, I hopefully will be recording stuff over the weekends. So don't worry, I will be trying to put out my videos as per usual. Let's see. On to more exciting things. I did get to finally see my birthday show, which you might be like, actually, you probably know when my birthday is. My birthday is in March, but due to scheduling and everything, I saw my birthday show with my cousin and my sisters. Well, it was my twin and I birthday show with a cousin, and my sister like was our chaperone, for lack of a better word. We went to see Be More Chill, which I did not know that much about beforehand. I just knew that it was kind of like a modern show, and there was something about like a pill, like drugs. Whoa. It was good. It was definitely different, like it wasn't one of those like traditional musicals, because it had like techno electro-y music, no crazy dance sequences. Like they were dancing and like stuff, but it wasn't like Newsies that has a pretty iconic dance thing. I was excited to recognize some of the cast members. One guy we saw in The Lightning Thief, which we saw off Broadway, but I was still pretty excited to see him because I think George Salazar, I think that's his name. I don't know, it just reminds me of like something. Was his name Salazar Slytherin or something? That's what he reminds me of. Not that he looks like a little weaselly snake or anything, just the name. And yeah, I mean, I always like seeing a Broadway show. I did start getting a headache in the second act. But I don't think that was the fault of the show in particular. I mean, it was really loud, but it just kind of worked out that way. There was a little bit of a ticket drama, not ticket drama. We were going to go pick up our tickets, and the guy, like, they didn't know where our tickets were, which was a little, I was like, oh my God, are we not going to be allowed in to see the show? Oh my God, what's going to happen? Because my grandma bought the tickets, but she wasn't feeling well, so she didn't come with us to see the show. So we had like a confirmation email thing, but it didn't look super legit. It only looked like, but it had some person's name on the bottom who presumably was a legit dude. So they kind of printed tickets for us, like right there. And we knew they were printed ticket, or I knew they were printed tickets because there was no name on them. There was no cost on them. You know, they were obviously just like spat out for us. And they weren't bad seats. They weren't like the most phenomenal seats ever, but you know, they were good seats. So I was just relieved that we got tickets. So we go to the bathroom, come back, and then we're told that we got new seats. And these were slightly better seats in the center orchestra. And this was the funny part, because these did have a name on them. And my mother's name is Schwartzbard. The name on these tickets was Schwartz Brand, like a store brand or something. And that's probably why they couldn't find the tickets when we said our name, because there was a typo somewhere along the lines. I think they ultimately found the correct tickets because other people came and took the seats that they'd kind of given us, and then they did some more digging. I'm not exactly sure, but, you know, all's well that ends well, so we can move on with our lives and just enjoy the fact that we got to see a cool show. It is closing already. I mean, not like right now, today, but they did announce the closing date. I think it's maybe mid or late August. So we did get to see it before it closed. So that's always nice. It is kind of sad when a show closes. I mean, I feel like it's been around not a long time, but like a decent chunk of time, maybe. Because, you know, all these people put in so much time into like the music, the costumes, the set, finding the cast, learning the show, you know, getting this great energy. And then it's just kind of like, bye. But I guess that's kind of how all creative things work. Some things are hits, some things aren't, and you just got to move on. Yeah, so that was my big Broadway show of the month. What else is on my little card? I put my like books of the month, but I don't think I've actually read anything new this month. I've kind of just been rereading stuff. I read Emma on my phone when I'm like somewhere and I don't have a book of me. Well, I switch off between Emma and Pride and Prejudice. So, you know, you can never get too much Jane Austen. And then I've also been reading some Sarah Dessen books because I love Sarah Dessen. I could read her books over and over again. They're cute little novels. I don't think they're quite like trash novels, but they're definitely not like high literary creations. But, you know, they work. They get the job done. I'm hooked every time, even though I know the plot. But yeah, I haven't really read anything new. Maybe I'll read something new this month. I don't know. I feel like I have lots of books that I missed reading at school, so I want to like reread them all before I go back to school and have no time to read books I want to read because I have to read books for school. That is the problem when you read for school. I love reading and I enjoy reading for school too, but you know, there's only so much reading you can do because there's other projects and assignments, and I like to like vary it up. Like if I'm doing a lot of computer work, then I like to read a book, but then I like to like write. Like I try to mix it up so I'm not just sitting in front of the computer for like hours and hours on end, because that gives me a headache. Though I am getting blue light glasses, so fingers crossed that for one, they look good, and two, they actually work. Probably I should switch those priorities around, but this is me we're talking about. Let's see. What else? Well, I've done a lot this month. I may not have been working, but I have been going out doing things. One of my sisters, she's been working like full time, but my other sibling has been kind of doing some half days, and then 1 week she didn't work. So we've been going outside. We went to this place called Duke Farms, which has tons of... Oh, someone said hello. I'll respond. Hi, thanks for saying hello. Has lots of grass. What a stupid thing to say. It has like lots of big expanses and trees, and usually my family bikes when we go there, but I didn't really feel like getting the bikes out, so Nicole was cool with just walking around, and we saw their like orchids, and then we went to find their meditation garden, which I'd never been to before. But it smelled really, really good. I'm not sure if it was like mint or pine or something, but I could definitely have meditated and maybe even fallen asleep. Definitely not really fallen asleep because I suck at napping, but you gotta try to nap. Or, I just kind of like lie there and, feel unproductive when I'm trying to nap because I can't fall asleep. And it's just like nothing's happening. But I'm sure it is good for my body to be lying down, even if my brain is always like worrying so it can't relax. Maybe one day. The problem is sometimes I like sleep badly too. So I was taking like medicine that was for my head, but it actually helped me fall asleep. But I'm not doing that anymore. So I'm back to bad sleeping and the inability to nap. Woot woot. But yeah, other than going to Duke Farms at one time, been hanging out with my friends a little bit. I went down to Asbury Park in Point Pleasant. I did have my orientation day for work, so it's not like I haven't been. That was technically a work thing. But I was in the city. I'm not actually working in the city, but I couldn't get a car or anything. I thought it'd just be easier to take the train. And that was like literally moving in. It was orientation / move in, and I thought it'd be more orientation, but it was probably, maybe half and half. But the very first thing we did was there was like a giant U-Haul, and we had to literally move all these boxes of like sewing machines, computers, games, robots, like all this random stuff. We had to move upstairs. Thankfully, there was an elevator and like a loading dock elevator, so we could really pack it in there. But yes, that is taken care of. Thank God. I felt bad that wherever my locations are, like I was not there to help move stuff in. But, I was moving stuff in for other people. So hopefully other people were moving stuff in for me. And then, which have been to, other than going to the beach with my friend at Asbury Park at Point Pleasant, my family goes to the beach on Father's Day. The weather was not phenomenal, but we managed to make it work. At one point, we were the only people on the beach. It was like gray, and it did look like it was about to like rain or get really windy or something. It did not look good. It was cold. It was just not fun, but we really like to stick it out as long as possible because we are Schwarzbarts, and that is what we do. But yeah, we look around and there's no one else on the beach. The lifeguards were there sitting on their chair, probably wondering what this lunatic family was. And that's kind of when we left. But it was a highlight, It's not everyone can say we were the only people on the beach. We kicked everyone else off, or we scared them away. And then this is a longer video than I had been anticipating. I guess I got distracted by something. So I'll kind of just wrap it up by, saying that, of course, this last weekend, I went to World Pride with my friend Sylvia, which was technically also like New York City Pride, New York City Pride was hosting World Pride. And it was really cool. There were a lot of people. There must have been more people than there were last year. Maybe I just don't remember, because it did seem really crowded, but I didn't feel like so overwhelmingly more crowded. But the parade was definitely longer. Like it was just going on and on. We did not see by any means, maybe even like half the parade we probably didn't see, because, we wanted to explore the festival part, and I made a little video about that. So if you're more interested, you can check it out versus me trying to recount things. My major highlight was definitely the Oreos that we got. Okay, maybe not the major highlight, but they were giving out Oreos that were like she, her Oreos, he, him Oreos, and they, theirs Oreos. And they were like full packs of Oreos, and we thought we had to buy them, but they were not for sale. They were just being given out for free, and it was great. I was like, inclusive Oreos, please have these every day of my life. It was just, thrilling. And more thrilling was like all the body positivity, like just the general positivity. And I just was like, this is such a cool thing that so many people have, been activists for the movement, that this was able to happen and I was able to go. And that was like a really, really great way to kick off July and end June with like such a resounding, powerful day. And yeah, this video has been long, and I could go on. I have a couple more things on my little note card, but I honestly am overheating as I talked about. The AC is off, and this is a very animated thing that I get into when I'm talking to myself or talk to you guys. I'm not just talking to myself. So I definitely need some water. Please leave in the comments or add to the chat or whatever, if there's stuff you want me to kind of be talking about in my live streams. I would be willing to go live more often if there was something people would want to see me go live about, other than my month, which I just kind of enjoy doing, because then I actually have to remember what I did over the month versus being like, it is now the next month and I have no idea what I did over the past 30 days. Okay. So I hope you guys had, thanks, Mom. Thanks for tuning in. Well, I hope you guys had a good June, and I'll be back next week with a regularly scheduled video. And yeah, and then next month with another live stream. So bye, guys, and hopefully I can end this properly. I want to end.